CDC factor 5 keys. Eliminate adverse effects of mass production, GMO'S and bioengineering foothold. Scientists who first worked with radioactive materials knew they were onto something, but they were working in the dark, manipulating and adjusting their notions to suit anecdotal evidence and contemporary demands. The rapid commercialization of the technology led to the development of fluoroscopes. Health drinks were concocted that contained uranium, the new wonder of wonders and miracle cure-all. Only years later, as the cancers began twisting the jaws of women around the country, did the public become aware of how dangerous radiation could be, and that was years too late for anyone to wish away their troubles. The development of pharmacology and psychopharmacology, rooted in the indications of plant-based curatives, bolstered by the combination of synthetics and the explosion of biomedical innovations, follows the very same trends. Years, even decades after the introduction of these wonder elements, devastating, even deadly complications are being observed. On average, there have been proven 5 severe side effects per targeted mitigation, with sole recourse of monetary compensation and constantly widening searches for solutions to the ever-increasing complications. Mass production elements in our society, garment, utilities, meat processing, information technology, have astoundingly contaminated the water, of which we are about 75% composed. We need the most. We are inundated by artificial composites, which have no lasting benefit to our natural life cycle. More than 800 million people worldwide, considering cosmopolitan cities with lead-tainted potable water delivery systems and technology-driven economy, are without access to clean water. Over 1 million children die each year from water-related illnesses. This contributes to the alien paradigm. It drives a demand for bottled water, which itself requires an intensive manufacturing process and, ironically, uses twice as much water to make the plastic bottle as the bottle delivers. The manufacturing and industrial byproducts for and the unrecycled bottles, about 80% of those actually delivered, end up floating around the oceans and killing all manner of life, requiring entirely new matrices of technology to counteract the devastation. Persistently occurring pollutants and chronic cascading side effects threaten our species from point of conception. Childhood cancers, developmental and cognitive deficiencies are increasing at an alarming rate. Autism, to which exposure to toxic chemicals is an important factor, now affects over 1 in 88 American children and 1 in 54 boys. Commercial food processing, additives, preservatives, dilution, and market competition, clinical tests, sourcing, proprietary controls insidiously contaminate the environment, upset the ecological balance, compromise the body's administrative and or engineering controls. Healthcare system complexities and specializations increase communications gaps, margins for error, and compromise efficiency of root cause analysis. Genetically modified organisms' foothold in our food chain places our supplies increasingly under siege. Genetic modification is radically different from natural breeding. Animal studies show that DNA in food can travel into organs throughout the body, even into the fetus. Thus, GMOs linked to allergy, liver, reproductive problems, and infant mortality. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, has already approved corporate-sponsored, patented, genetically modified trees, many with neither public oversight nor assessment of the environmental risks it poses. Consider the instance where grass-fed beef farmers supplying an alternative that many seek to avoid GMO feed grain, now has to cope with the advent of genetically modified grass absent government oversight because no laws currently prohibit or limit the planting of GMO grass. Biotechnology crops have been linked to sterility, disease, and death in India, Europe, US, and Asia. A bioengineering component as insidious or qualifiedly nefarious as the potentials for genetic modification is the emergence and advancement of nanotechnology. Nanotechnology manipulates materials at the atomic and molecular levels. Too tiny to be seen with an ordinary microscope, they possess extraordinary mobility, unique chemical biological properties that increase the potential for biological interaction and toxicity. Consider the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency EPA position on regulating new nanomaterial pesticides due to a lawsuit filed by the Center for Food Safety, the CFS. In 2008, a coalition of nonprofits filed a legal petition requesting that the EPA recognize the risks to consumers and regulate classes of growing nanosilver technology products as new pesticides. Heavily invested biotech corporations are gambling with our health for their profit. Be aware of the risks and select healthier alternatives. Define the need. Notice the edges.